Welcome to Pappaw's Scale Dreams. If you dream it, you should build it.
Yeah, watching Fast Jimmy 73's tachometer video, I thought I'd try and make one. And what he did, he took styrene tube and put styrene sheet on the ends. So we have this sheet that's 0.0195, 0.02. So we stopped at Advanced Auto Supply, and they had sun tacks. And the biggest one they had was 4.5 inches in diameter. Well, I know these newer tacks with the shift indicator are wider, so we used 1/4 inch tube. And then we had downloaded the faces, and we made them 0.22 and cut them out, and it really filled the whole thing, and I did not like the way it looked. So then we made them 0.19 inches. You can see there's a little bit of a lip around it that it doesn't cover. So the old light bulb went off and said, hey, it's too thick. Let's make them not as thick. And this is 0.080 tube, the same as for the shift light. Let's go thinner on that. But let's take the 1/4 inch tube and set something in it, a bar, so that it ends up being recessed. And then you can lay the face in there and you have that little ring around it. And I really liked how it turned out. So now to do this, you have to really enjoy sanding, because you sand a whole lot. Okay, things that you will need: 1/4 inch tube, .080 rod, come on little camera, it's .060 rod, an X-Acto knife, tweezers, take your pick, a drill with a 1/16 inch drill bit. I have this little spatula and numerous paint sticks or sanding sticks. I even have a round sanding bar. So you start out, determine how wide, how deep you want your 1/4 inch tube. So we came up with a width, and it is 0.165. So you take that, and when you cut it, I then take the X-Acto knife and go inside and clean it, both sides, and then take the sanding sticks and sand the outside and everything. Then you have to determine what size you want the inside to be. Oh yes, that is .187 rod. That's what I cut and use as an insert into the 1/4 inch tube. And you end up with this little piece. And here again, you sand it down. And then before I cut the next one, on this and the 1/4 inch tube, I sanded it down. So then you glue it in and you get this, a little recessed. And then you have to putty the back, sand, and then I take the .080 and cut a small piece and glue it on there for the shift light, and then sand it, that it's level with the front and the back. And then I drill a hole, and this is the .08. I switched to .06. Then it was, well, how do you, and then you paint them and stuff, and I'll show you that. And then you end up with this. Now, how do you make it that you can get the same thing every time where you drill? I took that sheet, made a little jig. This is like 5 or 6 layers. Laid it down, and I drilled a hole. Had drilled it here, but didn't like it, so I put it here and filled this in. So then you take your piece with the shift light on, stick it in there, and then I drilled a hole in the end here. So now I just take my drill and drill it out so that it's always at the same spot. Then you have to paint. So I took wooden paint stirrers, cut them in half, drilled holes. I paint them with gray primer first, then you can see the backs. Well, they need more work. So then you putty them up. Get the putty of your choice to putty them. And then when I'm satisfied with that, then I shoot them with the black, with and without the shift light. And then shoot them with the chrome. And then I actually give them a coat of future. So then you take your shift dial, and I put a little dab of Elmer's glue in there, lay that in, take your X-Acto knife and turn, turn it around. It helps if you don't have big hands. Turn it around to where you want it. And then I like, how am I going to get that flat? So I took a piece of that .087, cut it off, and I just use that to push it down in. And boom. There you are. Let that set for a while. And then I take Glossy Accents. Thank you, Dr. Cranky, for the tip. And I fill it in with that. Focus. And it puts like a glass finish on it.